So, Derrick, why the discrepancy? The industrial composite is down, the financials are up. We know the financials drive this market, but why are things so divergent?
Oh, okay. The financial stocks are generally underpriced, as if you've noticed. We have stocks like Standard Chartered Bank, we have stocks like Ecobank, and we have stocks like UT Bank that have been fundamentally underpriced. And investors are realizing this fact and want to take advantage of the future prospects of these stocks. So they've started increasing their bets and taking that has risen increased demand for the financial sector.
All right, and that probably explains why the banks have been the more attractive side of the market. We've seen gains in UT Bank, SGSSB was up 2.2%, Ecobank up 0.9%. So generally stellar performance across the banking sector. Will we continue to see gains on these prices as the week progresses?
We're definitely going to see some gains in financial sector because we still believe that some of the stocks have a lot of value in them. Some of them are Standard Chartered Bank. And after the merger situation with Ecobank and the Trust Bank, a lot of demand has started queuing up for Ecobank. So we believe that going into this week's trading, we should see some of the financial stocks going up.
On the industrial side, are the retailers, the consumer goods stocks, are those defensive stocks? We have seen recently gains in Unilever, for instance, gains in BOPP. Will that be the sector of the index that continues to offer some gains?
The composite index generally tracks all the stocks on the Ghana Stock Exchange. But if you're looking at the consumer section, then yes, the consumer section is really going to drive the market because we've seen the financials from Unilever, and Unilever has performed tremendously well this year. We also seen PZ, whose profits almost tripled over the period. So we believe that the consumer market is going to go up. Then again, BOP had its financial statement coming in this morning, and revenue is up by 80%, and profits are up by 266%. So we believe those consumer goods and industrial sector is going to perform well. But that notwithstanding, we have certain stocks like cocoa processing, whose financials hasn't been good for the past 3 years, and these are the ones that are weighing in on the broader market.
For any investors looking at the market and trying to get a sense of how the full year earnings are going to look for 2011, which would be the companies to look out for?
I'll tell you I'll advise investors to look at the consumer goods section. Companies like Unilever, companies like PZ Cousins, companies like BOP. On the financial side, I'll be looking forward to seeing companies, results from Ghana Commercial Bank, Standard Chartered Bank as well. All these are stocks that have the potential to prove well in the short to medium term.
What's going on with the currency, though, Derrick? Under a lot of pressure, the cedi.
Yeah, the cedi has been under severe pressure this year, mainly from as a mixture of apprehension and too much demand on the market. You have a lot of importers trying to bring in goods at the beginning of the year, and this has caused a lot of demand to soar for the dollar. Again, the market is a bit tepid. That's the forex, the stock market, and the economy generally is investors are a bit apprehensive. So a lot of investors have begun holding their investments in dollars, and this is weighing down on the cedi generally.
Okay, there was a conference last week, and from it, big calls for greater deregulation of the oil and gas sector, but also calls for new listings in ICT because they believe that ICT companies, obviously, information gathering permeates all sectors, leads to greater efficiency, and there are now big calls for the sector to come to the market. Are we going to see any interesting listings this year?
In terms of primary market activities, apart from Cosmos Energy that indicated at the beginning of at the end of last year that it plans to list this year, Agricultural Development Bank has also indicated that it's planning to list this year. But in terms of ICT companies, not that many are that proactive on the market. So the ICT companies don't tend to want to raise capital through the secondary market.